Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another thrilling edition of the program. Alright, so today we got a Mazda 3. Customer messaged me, wants front brake pads and rotors, 2 new lower control arms, and he essentially wants a service done on it. So engine oil filter, air filter, and cabin filter, because he got a quote somewhere else, saw my ads, saw my YouTube, and said, hey, this guy looks legit, let's give him a go.
I've already done the passenger side.
It's mainly this bush here that fails on these Mazdas. And also because it is 18 years old and those are probably the originals, so now a time is as good as any to change them. Also, when I pull the brake pads out, you're going to see that they're not too bad. So called the dude straight away and said, hey, what's going on? He reckons he's getting shitloads of shaking when he's hitting the brakes. So time to change the rotors too. So let's do it. So the way I'm going to approach this is I'm essentially going to take the brakes apart, clean everything, put it to the side, then attack the control arm, because then I'll have a little bit more access to play with. So gotta remove this tab here, chuck that to the side. These Mazdas are pretty straightforward to work on. Makes my job a lot easier, especially the control arms. Pull the caliper towards you. There goes one. Like I said, these have heaps of meat on them, but he wants to get rid of them because they're wearing a little bit unevenly, but these rotors are gone. Here's the rotor in question. It's actually a little bit damaged up the top there. So as usual, we've got to clean all this stuff off, make sure it's got a good surface to put the new pads on. This is pretty clean. Obviously someone's changed the brake pads not too long ago, so that makes my life a little bit easier. But we're still going to go over it, obviously, wipe it all down, make sure it is looking nice and clean. Obviously these calipers do not have those retaining clips, so don't freak out if you don't see them for where the pads sit. Clean this hub. Spray down some brake clean. Touch of anti-seize on it. Don't go too crazy with it, just enough to coat the actual hub. Prevents sticking and helps removal in the future, and it has some anti-corrosion properties. I'll quickly do this brake caliper. Remove this. As you can see, the grease on it is still blue, so that's what I mean, someone's already been in there. We need to compress these pistons. There are many ways to do this. This is the way I'm going to do it. This is my own personal brand tool. Southside Mobile Brake Services. It's the easiest way to compress the pistons in without damaging anything. Simply put in and just ratchet it away. Make sure to take the brake reservoir cap off and keep an eye on it, because you might need to pull some of the fluid out. Then when you're done, chuck it in reverse, pull it out, and now you're finished and ready to clean. If you want to buy one, hit the link down below, jump over to my store, give you 14 days. If you don't like it, send it back. Anyway, back to this. Cleaner, bit down. Right, time to remove these low control arms. What I'm gonna do is, just so it gives me a little bit of extra room, I did it on the other side to get the control arm out and back in. I'm gonna actually disconnect the tie rod, so let's do that. So pull out that split pin, put that to the side. It'll be a little 14 mil, get that off. Just gotta hit it on the actual side of the bracket here, but do not smash the top of it or you'll cause it some problems. Now obviously if I turned the wheel it would be a much better angle to hit, but we can work with this. This ball joint is being held in. It's actually a really good design where there's a little slot in the actual ball joint shaft, or whatever you want to call it itself. So take this 14 off and then we'll get onto the other stuff. Don't mix any of those bolts up with the brake bolts. But anyway, so essentially you got two more mounting points. One's going to be the 19mm and one is going to be 17mm. As you can see, it's right there. It's right near that sway bar. We should have enough clearance to get by it all. And then we got this guy here, which is got heaps of clearance. Yes. These will usually have Loctite on them. I'm hoping this bolt clears this control arm.
How's it going, mate? You winning?
Oh, hey, dude. Yep. Just on this side, there's your other control arm down there. That back bush is the one that normally flogs out.
Yeah.
So that's there. This side is going to be a little bit more of a fight, I think, because of just the clearance, but I think I should be able to do it without too much hassle. So two rear bolts are out, easy enough to get to. As you can see, this is the problem. I'm hoping I can manipulate it enough to just clear it, so we'll see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, I could probably drop that shroud, it'll give me a little bit more room, but I think we'll be alright. Alright, that worked just. It's going to be interesting putting them back in. Story of my life, man. They've given me the wrong control arm. So, the main problem is this. To be honest, it's probably my fault. I probably should have checked these parts before I left. Dang. But I wouldn't have known which one was which anyway, I guess. Just a heads up, they've given me the wrong one. I don't know how they did that, but I mean, it's kind of my fault too for not really looking. But it's exactly the same, other than this. See how it's got these inserts here you put the threads through?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, just a heads up, call around, find one, go grab it, and then come back. What time are you looking at doing today, in terms of you in a rush to get out of here?
Not really.
So anyway, go to find one, which will probably be a little bit more expensive, considering it's going to be straight off the shelf. Ah well. So, what have we learned? Check the parts before you leave the store. I was in such a rush. I will concede to that one. I definitely should have probably checked, but just a quick note. So what's going to happen here is this part's going to cost me probably like an extra $100 because it's just the way it goes when you got to go to the closest retail store to get the part. Quality is no different than what I was using before. But you won't find me going to the customer and saying, hey, I know it's annoying that I forgot everything and now you have to wait, now I have to go back and now I've messed you around a little bit, but can also have an extra $100. That's not how I operate. I'll remember this for next time, check the parts, and at the end of the day, I'd rather lose $100 than essentially punish a customer when he's done nothing wrong. It was, for me, as you guys know, he was given the quote, that's what it cost. If it takes me 10 minutes to do it, that's what it costs. If it takes me 1 hour to do it, that's what it costs. If I forget a part, that's what it costs. If everything's there, that's what it's cost. So yeah, just a note, because I see a lot of people trying to shove this shit onto their customers where at the end of the day, it's not their problem, it's your problem. I made the mistake, parts store made the mistake, however you want to do it, at the end of the day, no matter what justification you give, it ain't the dude's / customer's fault. So let's go grab this part, throw it back in, and at the end of the day, I think we should be good to go. All right, I'm back. As you can see on this one, it has these inserts, where this one does not. It's just way too big as well. So let's get back to work. Now remember, with the suspension work, once I've lined everything in, I'm not going to tighten it all down because I might either lift the control arm up with the jack and put it in a neutral position, then tighten everything down, or put the wheel arm, tighten everything down. I haven't decided yet, but you don't want to tighten it down until it's in a neutral position, because then the bushes will have a lot of preload stress on them, whatever you want to call it, and they reckon that's not a good thing. So I'm going to not do that. Anyway, chuck this in, and this is why I disconnected that tie rod, because now it fits really good. Bash plate, I guess, because it's just blocking that bolt, so this should just give me enough clearance. Right, so that bolt took a little bit more effort to work out, so I just disconnected that bottom gearbox mount so I could move the engine forward a little bit and put it straight in. Precautionary measures, chuck some bubble wrap on the actual bolt because it's so close to that air conditioning line. I didn't want to risk splitting it, but it's in now, so we're all good. Let me show you. See how much I care? See how close that was to touching? So I didn't want to risk it, but we're all good. Just quickly touch up the alignment of this bolt. Don't forget to put this on the new control arm. If someone in the comments wants to tell me what this thing does, that'd be cool. Bump stop maybe? Don't think so though. Dampener? To about there, which is the neutral position, so then I can tighten everything down and then I don't have to do it with the wheel on. Everything's tightened up. Throw this tie rod back in. Don't forget to put this split pin in, or for you Americans, the cotter pin. Now we're back to doing what we know. We got some brakes. These are just your standard brakes. We're going to be spraying them down with some brake clean, and make sure to wipe it down with a clean rag because we want to get the oil off. This just goes back on like so. Got our brake pads. I'm gonna put this guy there. Insert it into this. Brake caliper. Hang him up there for a sec. Just a touch of grease on the sides here, or the back I should say. I'm gonna chuck that guy there. I'll chuck this guy here. Slide pin slash bolts. Make sure to clean these and re-grease these. Doesn't have to be a crazy amount. Just a half decent amount like so. Always do these by hand first, because if you strip the thread you're gonna have a nightmare, and this job so far it's not been the worst, but I just want to get this one in the books because we still have to change the oil. And then when it's bitten a few threads, feel free to send it home. Caps, don't forget. Throw that on there. Throw that on there. This pin here, clip, whatever you want to call it, do not forget to put this back on. This really will affect the way the brakes work, so very easy to take off and very easy to put back on. Now look at that beautiful control arm. Brakes are on, looking good. All right, engine oil, oil filter, air filter, cabin filter. Let's do this. I like working on these Mazdas. Check it out, oil filter, drain plug. Forgive them for putting that stupid bolt next to that air compressor for that. All right, let's change the rest of this crap. I bought these the other day. Let's see how these go. They definitely work. I rate these far out. And this thing's on so tight as well. Now, a lot of the times I'll go to jobs and see some plugs leaking, oil filters leaking. The easiest way to make sure this doesn't happen to you is pour the oil in the car, spray everything down with brake clean, run it for like literally like 30 seconds and have a look. If it's pissing out oil or has a drip, something's wrong. So that's what I'm gonna do. But first we'll change these filters. Not too bad. Customer requested it. Behind here. It's a little bit weird of a design where you got to remove all this stuff out of the way. And essentially then it's held in with a few screws. I don't think this has ever been changed. Uh-oh. The last person who did this made an error because you're supposed to put 2 filters in, but they only put 1. So that's probably why there was so much crap in there. Anyway, these 2 are going in. Make sure to put them the right way around. Last dude forgot to put the other filter in. There's 2 filters that go in these. So I only pulled out 1. But 2 went back in, so you're good to go. All right, pour this oil in. Before we do anything else, we don't want to do an actual accidental start the vehicle. All right, no funnel, don't need it. 1 shot. Look at that, told ya. Done. All right, tidy up, go for a drive. Test drive. There was an engine light on because I disconnected that mass airflow sensor, so I had to quickly clear that. Everything feels really good now underneath. I mean, I didn't drive it before, but it's solid. You can really feel it's just a smooth, even through the steering wheel. You know, you would have thought perhaps the wheel alignment could have been off a decent amount, but that seems to be true, so it seems to be going straight, so that's good. Alright, here's as good a spot as any to test the brakes out, I suppose. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, they're working. Again, don't have to fully stop. Yeah. No sounds, no noises, no weird crap going on. So he did have all of this stuff essentially quoted by someone else. But then he saw some of my stuff and thought he'd give me a go, so yeah, everything's good. So, you know, it's one of those ones where the control arm was different but could get one really quick, so that's always a silver lining, you know. It's shit if you have the wrong part and then you can't get the wrong part and then you've taken the original part out and now it's just you gotta put it all back together and come back. That sucks. At least I could get another part. And I'm glad I got to everything else, you know what I mean? So, in terms of making sure I get that cabin filter installed correctly, because you can't just have one in there because it was making a bit of noise before, so. Alright guys, that's another video done, I reckon. I'll go take this back to the customer. I think he should be pretty happy. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. Check out the other stuff. If you want to buy anything at the store below, if you want to get in contact with me, hit this Facebook page up here. It's going crazy. I also have an Instagram, but it's one of those situations where I've just started it. So look for me on there, Southside Mobile Brake Services. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.